And we will get going. Okay. Okay, if you just come to the end of your mat. Okay, just take a nice deep breath in and lift up. I want you to just roll your arms backwards. Roll through, up, and backwards. I'm just going to put my microphone a little bit higher. Make sure the mat's in. Okay, so roll and take the arms backwards. And again, roll it through and backwards. So this time we're going to press backwards and come over. Press backwards, come over. 2 more. Press and over. 1 more. And over the top. Okay, I know it's a new time this morning. Right, last one. Okay, so from here, we're going to press through into our chair. Try and sit all the way down through the hips and then float forwards and lift those hips up. Drop the head down. Hold that position. Come all the way up to standing. Okay, back into chair. Press through. Really sink nice and low. Keep that chest up. Drop and float the hands. Drop the head down. In. Slide the hands up to the knee into that half back bend, okay? Looking to try and straighten the knees. But remember, if you need to, you can have them slightly soft. Chin is lifted, trying to flatten out that back. Pull yourselves all the way up to standing. So from here, sit through into that chair. Head up. This time, try and sink. Float the hands forward, lift the hips up. Try and hug the knees. So take the hands around behind, hug those knees, pull that chest in. Allow that head to be nice and heavy. Allow the hands to fall to the ground, and we're going to walk forwards into our high plank position. Just looking to hold here. So think about your shoulders being over your wrists, feet are hip width apart, core is pulled in nice and tight, okay? From here, lower the knees slowly in control, point the toes, and then bend lower to the floor. Just reset yourself. One way to do this is just to lift the hands off and then place them back down again. And we're going to press up into that cobra. Elbows are tucked, hips are pushed into the floor. And lower down nice and slowly. We're going to take the hands around behind, just above our backside. We're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together. Neck is in neutral, and we're going to lift up into that lotus position. So heels, feet are off the ground, elbows are lifted, nice and strong through the back and the core. And lower down nice and slowly. Okay, from here, just press. We're going to tuck the toes under. We're going to lift up and press through into a downward facing dog. So press up, lift the hip, and you're on the balls of the feet. Okay, your weight's evenly placed through the hands. Your neck is loose. You're on the balls of your feet. We're going to walk the dog. Press. So you're bending those knees in, and you're looking to press the ankle down. Just so you can feel the bite. And remember, this works on our ankle flexibility, on our Achilles, into our calves. So hold it there. Both toes are up. So we're going to go into our three-legged dog. Heel to ceiling, pulling that core in nice and tight. Strong position, okay? So we're going to tuck the knee in and into a high lunge and lift those hips up. So nice and strong into warrior one. Both hips are going forward, reaching up nice and high. Just hold that position there so you're nice and stable. We're going to turn the toe out and we're going into warrior two. Hands are shoulder height, chin is lifted and up, okay? So just holding it there. Slide that hand down the back leg, turn the hip, palm to ceiling, and lift into that reverse warrior. Now each time we do this, we're going to try and go further back, okay? So from where you were 6 weeks ago, there should be more lift through your rib cage, through your waist. And we're going to tuck that hand in, and we're going to go over the top into that extended side bend, okay? And coming up. So make sure that toe's still going sideways, this toe forward. Hands shoulder height, flick forward, turn the palm out. We're going down, pushing the hip up into that triangle. So hold that position there, pressing up through the hip. Come back to center, flip both the toes round, and we're going to hinge from the waist forward, slide the hands down, drop the head into that wide pose. So try and just get that head down, try and keep the knees nice and straight. Hands into the middle, and then just curl all the way back up again. Okay, so we're going to go to the opposite end of the mat, okay, opposite end of the mat. So holding here, we're going to press into our chair position. So sit back, head up, hips nice and high. And we're going to float those hands down, drop that head down and lower. Just let it hang. We're trying to just curl over. Remember, we all have different levels of flexibility. Bring those hands in behind and pull that chest in. Knees will bend slightly. Allow the hands to drop. Bring them up onto the knee, and then we're going to try and flatten that back out. Straightening the arms, keeping that back nice and flat. Keeping the core pressing through the heel, so we've got that nice, steady, strong base. Drop the head, curl all the way up, okay? So we're going to go into our chair again. Press back into that chair. Float the hands down, press the hips up, drop the head. And from here, we're going to walk the hands all the way out into our plank. Again, we're looking to hold the position. So think about shoulders over wrists, tight core, and my neck is nice and loose. Bring those knees down in a controlled manner, point the toes, and then lower to the floor. Again, to reset, just lift those hands off and then place them back down again. Pressing up, holding the shoulders into our cobra. Hips are into the ground, trying to keep those knees together. Lower down into position. Take the arms around behind, engage the shoulder blades so we're lifting and pulling them together. Head is neutral, knees are squeezed into that lotus position. So nice and strong through the lower back, holding that position, taking nice deep breaths, and lower nice and slowly. Take the hands around back behind, Tuck those toes under, and we're going to press up through the hip into our downward dog position. So again, make sure that our weight is even and our hips are pushed up nice and high. It's kind of, I suppose for gymnastics, a pike position. High hips, nice and relaxed. Let's just walk the dog. Press, press. So just rolling through the full range in the ankle. And again, you will go as deep and as long in the stretch as you can. Okay, hold it there on both balls of the feet. And then we're going to go into our three-legged dog. Lift that leg up. Remember, foot's flat, so we're leading with the heel. Core is tight. My weight is placed evenly between my 3 points on the floor. Hold that position. Bring the knee in, plant, and then lift through the hips into my warrior one. Hold that position there. And we're going to turn that side foot, just realign if you need to, into our warrior two position. Keep that core nice and tight. Foot sideways, head is up. Again, just turn the hips slightly, hand onto the back of the knee, and then turn, reaching up towards the ceiling. If we can, just leaning into the stretch. And going over, tuck that elbow in, and go over the top. Keep the hand long, so we're stretching from the heel all the way to the fingertips. And coming back up again. Straighten both the legs. This side foot's there. This toe's still forward. Shoulder height. Lean it forward. Turn the palm, and we're going down towards the ankle. Keeping that hand up. Follow your eyes up to your fingertips. Press the hip out so both the legs are straight. Working on that inner thigh. And come up to the middle. Flip both the feet round. Take the hands down towards the ankles and then just hang through. Push the hips nice and high. And then just really round out the back. And let yourself just hang here a moment. And then coming all the way up through the middle. Okay, just going to rearrange my feet slightly. So, I'm going to turn them out. Just going to change so you can see my feet slightly. Okay, from here, we're going to sink into our goddess position, okay? So we're going to sink, we're going to drive the knees out. We're going to try and go down as far as we can. Some of you might get to here, some of you might be quite high. But rearrange your feet so you can sink as low as you can into that goddess position, okay? Hands are just in the middle, nice and loosely clasped, okay? And then just press back up. Now on this one at the moment, when your heels are down, press back up through your heels, okay? So lower back down into goddess. Holding here. We're going to just take one heel up. Stretching through that ankle, but we're also working the legs and we're working that core. Heel comes down. Opposite side. Lift up. So I don't have as good flexibility in this ankle. Press down and come back up together. So we're going to do single, single. Then we're going to lift both the heels in that really strong position, okay? So lower down again, nice deep breath in. And lower. So we're going to lift this. We're just going to hold, we're not rushing the moves. And down. Other side. And then we're going to press both up together. Just hold that position there. And if you can, I want you to bring the arms into palms to the ceiling, shoulder height. And then press down and lower the heels. We're going to do that one more time. Lower down, so we're nice and wide. Heel and down. heel and down. Let's lift both the heels up, bring the arms up, holding that position, nice and strong, core strong, head is up, and press. Excellent job. Just bring the feet in slightly, walk them in. Okay, we're going to go into a chair move, but we're also going to go into one of our tree moves, okay? So we're going to look to go into tree, where we bring the ankle and we walk it into that inner thigh. Okay, turning out the hip, getting my balance, which isn't good this morning. Open it out, and just looking to hold that position. Focus on a point in front of you. Just holding there. So working on that supporting leg strength, core through the middle, strong shoulders, and bring it down. Let's change sides. So place that foot, supporting leg is nice and tight, open out the hip, hands together, chin is lifted, hold it there, and bring it down. So from here, we're going to go into our garland. Lower through, all the way down, try and keep those heels on the ground, okay? So we're just holding that position here. Now, some of you might have the hands in front, but what I want you to try and do is keep that chest lifted, and we're just looking at the ankle flexibility, opening out those hips, okay? Place the hands on the floor, and we're just going to fire up the hamstrings a little bit. We're just going to press the hips up, drop the head. Now, if you want to, you can realign your feet, because we're going to go back down into that garland position. So lowering down, lifting the chest, keeping the hands together. Just looking to hold that position here. I'm going to extend it slightly, so just place one hand on the floor, and we're just going to turn, press out, and we're going to try and just stretch through the core. Okay, I'm quite tight through here, so my stretch isn't as wide. Some of you will have better rotation. Bring that hand down, so press the knee in, and then we're rotating to the opposite side. Bring it down, and then from here, we're just going to take the hands behind, and we're going to sit back. Okay, we're going to go into our easy position, so one foot in front of the other, and we're just going to hold it there. Sitting up nice and tall through our core, place one hand at the side, we're going to reach up and lean all the way over. Press down, lift nice and tall, and then over the opposite side. And press. Okay, now from here, we're going to take the legs out into that wide straddle position, okay? Find your seat bones, so we're sitting up nice and tall. We're going to lean forward from the hip, and there will be a curve as well once we get into the move. So we're just going to look to slide the hands forward. Now, some of you will be able to get your chest onto the floor, and it's just a case of inching those fingers forward, and then just bringing the head down, and just holding that position. So you go until you can feel it bite. Just hold it there. And then walking those hands forward a little bit more. Just really stretching, reaching. And then coming all the way back up again. Okay, bring both the feet together. We're going to go into bound ankle, okay? So looking to sit nice and tall again. Feet together, try not to grip the ankles, trying to hold on to the arches of the feet, and then just pressing those knees out, okay? My elbows and my shoulders are loose, but my chest is open. I'm just holding this position. And again, just try and press down a little bit more. and just relax. So from here, we're going to just hold onto our elbows and we're going to just try and lean over the top, but just pressing those knees out. So your arms are, as you're hunching your back over, but you're looking to extend from the hip and trying to get your arms over your toes. Just holding this position. If you can, just try and extend and go a little bit further. Just pressing those knees out. Have a tendency to rise up. And then coming all the way back up. And then relaxing. Let's take those knees around and behind. This way. Okay, let's go into our long extended child's pose. Forehead to mat. Really reach those arms forward. Slide them over to one side. Then I want you to look underneath. Press down, look underneath your armpit. Slide my hands back to the middle and then go over to the opposite side. And again, looking to just look underneath my armpit. Hands back to the middle. Final time, forehead to mat. Just extend those arms. And up into your 4-point position. So hold here. Shoulders over wrists, and we're looking to have hips over knees. We're going to press up into cat. So pull, round out the spine, drop the head down. Really open out the vertebrae and just hold that position. All the way through into cow. So arch the back, lift the head. Allow that back to hollow out. And pull up again into cat. All the way through into cow. Back into our 4-point position. We're going to go into thread the needle. So just turn the palm to the ceiling, slide it through, drop the shoulder to the floor, and then just turn so my head is hovering above. Keep those hips up and just lean into the stretch. So my head is just above the floor. And coming back up again, plant my hand. Turn my palm to ceiling, reaching through. So my shoulder is pressing down, my arm is bent, my hips are up, and then my head is hovering just above. Come back to the middle. Then from here, we're going to just drop the hips through into upward facing dog, okay? So my arms are straight, my hips are hovering, so my knees are in contact with the ground. And some of you will be able to sink all the way down. Most of you will be hovering just above. Tuck those toes under, we're going to sit all the way back. So we're stretching out the arch of the foot. My head's up and looking forward. Drop those elbows down. We're going to lift the hips up and we're going to point the toes and we're going to slide into that puppy position. So really stretching out the shoulders. So my hips are staying up, my arms are long and low, my forehead down. Really good stretch into that puppy position. Allow the hips to drop back and just slide and come up to a kneeling position, okay? I want to go through a different move with you this morning called dolphin. It is a downward dog, but with a forward bend. It's a little bit more advanced. Just be careful of your heads on this one, okay? So we're going to have a go each time. I like to try and add one new thing in, okay? So let's go and set ourselves into a plank position. So into all fours and go into a long plank position. From here, I want you to press up into your downward facing dog. So hips up and take it nice and high. Just make sure you're nice and steady, you feel sturdy, looking to hold your position, okay? So head is down, just holding it there. Now if you can, you're going to take one elbow down and the other elbow down. So you keep the hips up, but you are hovering with your head and your arms and your forearms are flat onto the floor. Holding that position, and then you look to press one arm up and then the other arm up, back into that downward facing dog, okay? So just drop the knees down so you come relaxed, okay? So this part of your arm is taking the weight, okay? But there's a little bit more pressure on the shoulders, so just be careful if you have any shoulder issues, okay? So we're going to look to do that one more time. So let's set ourselves up into our plank position. Full plank, into downward facing dog, hips nice and high. Hold that position there. We're going to walk one of the elbows down and then the other elbow down. Just hold it there. My head is hovering just above, but my hips are staying up nice and high. So this is another one I want to add in for future. Then we're pressing up and up, holding that position. From here, we're going to bring one of our knees up and in, and we're going to go into our one-legged pigeon, okay? So my foot comes to the side, my hips are nice and square. I just hold the position here, stretching through the glute. So I'm not sat on my ankle or my foot, my hip is just above. From here, walk the elbows down and then just press long into pigeon. Rising back up again, tuck that back toe under, and then we're going to take the foot back. So from here, bringing that leg in, turning it, and then pressing down. So again, I've got a small gap. Some of you might sit lower, but I'm not sat on my foot, my hips are square, my shoulders are square. I'm just looking to stretch in that one-legged pigeon position. Elbows coming down, so we lengthen it, lowering the chest, so we just look to extend the stretch. And coming back up again, tuck that back toe under, lift, press the knees, drop them down, and let's sit back into our hero position, okay? Right, I'm just going to come back to the middle of the mat, all right? Check my timing. Okay. So back to the middle of the mat, sorry. I'm going to go into our one-legged position. So chest nice and tall. We're going to take forehead to knee, looking to keep that knee outwards. I'm going to slide forward and bring that stretch in. Come up nice and slowly. Bring both feet together. We're in our staff position. So chest. From here, take the hands up above the head, and we're going to look to lean forwards from the waist all the way down, extend down towards our feet. Be long through the spine. And coming back up again, bring the hands down. Slide this foot out. I'm going to take the opposite knee, so into that one-legged bend. So again, trying to keep that knee down. Forehead, reaching through. And coming back up again. Okay, so we're going to go into our camel facing pose or cow facing pose. So we're going to drop one knee over and then we're going to look to sit the other knee on top, okay? So we're looking to have knee over knee, sitting up nice and tall, okay? So this is a really good stretch for hips. But we're also going to do our eagle where we stretch out the shoulders. So hands in front, so let's tie ourselves up, palm to palm, and then press upwards. So you should be feeling that stretch through the shoulders, opening up the scapula, so our scapular mobility. Lowering back down again, let's untangle ourselves and let's move those legs around. So slide this one under. Then you're going to pop this knee directly on top. Now, this is my least flexible side, so we're working on trying to close the gap, have the knees kissing each other, okay? Arms out in front. Let's tangle ourselves up again. Opposite side, and then press upwards. And lower it back down again, untangle ourselves, and looking to untangle the legs. Slide them around to the side. We're going to take the hands behind, and we're just going to lean forward into our original child's pose. Forehead down to the floor. And if you can, just lift the hands up behind, so we're just opening out the shoulders and the chest. Hold that position. Float the hands back down again. And then just slowly lift that head back up again. Take a nice deep breath in. Big reach up. Press one side. Press the other side. Just working through. Opening. Bring the hands down and together. Hands to heart. And we're finished for Monday morning. Have a great week. I know most of you are back to school in one way or another, and I will see you on Wednesday. Take care, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye,
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.